our work, if we're teacher educators, if we're working in professional development, in-service, pre-service, is to say, how do we want to see parents and teachers positioned together? So Bruner talks about the ways that we tell our stories, the ways that we conceptualize ourselves within them, give us kind of a pathway for structuring our experience and for guiding how we live in that environment. So the point is then in teacher education, how do we begin to start saying there's different lives we could live, that we don't have to continue to perpetuate that one. So for me, that's what I've been trying to do in that development of a curriculum of parents, is to say, how do we present to pre-service teachers, and in our graduate work to practicing teachers, an opportunity to experience or explore possible lives that are different in relation to parents than the ones that we are currently often seeing lived out. How do we see the possibility to become a teacher different than the teachers we maybe have in lots of our classrooms now? And so for me, if we're going to do that, it takes explicit curriculum making. I don't think it happens by chance. I don't think we become math teachers by chance. I think we become math teachers by studying mathematics, by practicing mathematics, right? And it's that same kind of thing, that if we're wanting our teachers to engage well with parents, to be respectful, to give them authentic and meaningful voice and place in their children's teaching and learning, then there's a requirement for an explicit curriculum with our teacher candidates or with pre-service teachers that enable them to purpose build a story, a life in relation to parents, if that makes sense. So we can purpose build. So in our curriculum of parents, we can purpose build activities, readings, experiences, connections, relationships that enable our teacher candidates, our pre-service teachers, to leave with a different vision of a possible life as a teacher in relation to parents and families. I use the term parents consciously when I talk about a curriculum of parents. I know there's been a real move in the field to talk about family engagement, and I still believe that we want both parent and family engagement. And the reason that I use curriculum of parents is because I talk about parents not just as a noun, but as a verb, to parent, the role of a parent, to be a parent, the act of parenting. So we know that in many families, it isn't a biological mom or a biological dad that does that parenting. It could be a grandma or a grandpa, an auntie, an uncle, a cousin, an older sibling. It could be an adoptive or fostered situation. It could be a group home situation. We know that. But that specific role, that person in a family who plays that role of parent, someone who's more caregiver than care receiver, is a really important role. And often tension between home and school is tension between a parent and a teacher. Not any family member, but specifically a parent, that person in that parenting role. And so I think we want to hold on to that. I think we lose something if we don't name that specific function in a family.